Ask Reddit. What's the most uncomfortable question you can ask someone? Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell button to never miss any of our future videos. How come I wasn't invited? For extra cringe, ask this in a loud voice as you crash an ongoing party that you were not invited to. Bonus points if you start hyperventilate crying. When I was like 11 I actually did this. I had no idea why I wasn't invited and I convinced my parents that I was. I got dropped off and actually started crying midway through because I was just wondering why I wasn't invited. I was not a good 11-year-old. Weren't you pregnant? Oh, I ran into someone I hadn't seen since she was pregnant. Me. How's being a mom? Her. Oh, I'm not. Edit. I'll never ask again. I miscarried a few months ago shortly after telling everyone and now it's an awkward conversation every time I see someone who knew when I'm out drinking. A non-pregnant woman, how far along she is. Ding ding. I have 2 Sarahs at my work. I heard one was pregnant. I congratulated the fatter women. Who was just fat. Oh no. Where's my hug? I asked my then boyfriend this question when I was 19. He immediately looked shocked, looked over to the side, said, "Oh, there it is," went over and hugged the air, then came back and hugged me. This is going to be particularly hard to do with my imaginary girlfriend. If you come in the back office with me right now, just you and me, are you gonna be cool about it, or be a snitch? Asked by my old boss at a grocery store. He just was offering me shots off Fireball because it was almost closing time on New Year's Eve, but that phrasing sounded kinda fishy. Sounded super fishy. Why does everyone hate you so much? I hate this one so much. I lived in a small town so everybody knew everybody. High school was rough. I didn't know how to stick up for myself and soon became the scapegoat for bullies and rumors. Once our senior year hit, people matured a little and started being nicer to me. I made a lot of friends suddenly and all of them would ask, "Why does everybody hate you? You're not like they say." It was awkward because most of those people were the ones contributing to the rumors bullying. I don't know. Why did you? Gods, I wish I could go back in time and ask a few people that. I'm not sure if it counts, but if someone asks you, "Hey, can you move over a seat so I can be next to my friend?" Especially if you thought the person asking you was your friend. Or, "Hey, can I move to go sit next to my friends? That shit sucks." At a job interview, do I have to do a drug test? You do now. I actually asked this question once and I was told if we tested everybody we wouldn't have enough employees. LMAO. Are we still friends? Or, who's your best friend? Especially when one of your friends asks it. Takes me back to when my best friend casually started talking about how much she wished she had a best friend. Just have a casual conversation about anything, corona, politics, grandparents, and ask immediately afterwards, "Anyway, how's your sex life?" The room has taught me a lot about life. Haha, what a story, Mark. I saw an old high school acquaintance at a club once. She had always been super skinny in high school, but this night she had a very pronounced belly. I assumed since she had always been skinny and only had grown in her belly that she was pregnant. She was not. Editing this after my BF insisted that I tell the whole story. I can't remember exactly how I asked her, but she replied in a half laugh that she wasn't pregnant. Me, thinking she was joking, replied, "Oh, just a big lunch," then while patting her stomach. Then I laughed and walked away. My cousin later told me what I had done and informed me that she had a 1-year-old and hadn't lost her baby weight. I will never do that again. As a male, I operate under a policy that the only time that you can ask a woman if she's pregnant is if she is in active labor and the baby is crowning. And even then you must exclaim surprise that you had no idea. Doctor, in front of parents, are you sexually active? Now that's when you start bragging, haha. Your dad fist bumps you when your mom isn't looking. Is it in yet? I was starting an IV on a patient. She said something like, "I was going to ask you if it was in yet." I didn't even feel it. I wanted to say something like, "Normally this is the worst thing for a man to hear so bad. But you know, professionalism. You'll feel a little prick." Did you bathe properly today? This is a conversation I had to have with a coworker once. His smell was very distracting for everyone in the office. Guy's wife had died and he just sort of stopped taking care of himself afterward. A couple of us got him set up with a therapist. He left the company shortly after for a less stressful job, but I saw on Facebook a while later the guy is doing much better. Good to hear he is doing good now. Are you uncomfortable? If they say no, then you should reply with, do you want me to make you uncomfortable while unbuckling your belt? Have you seen our toothbrush? Depends on the person. For a lot of women, it's so when are you guys going to have a baby? I literally had to tell my mother-in-law that we're trying and that we haven't used protection for some time now. Embarrassed her enough to back off the topic forever. She's very old school. I've been ejaculating massive loads of semen into your daughter's vagina for several months now. The way to combat an awkward question is to provide an even more awkward answer. Best of luck to you too. By the way, why are you so quiet? This makes my blood boil. I'm a fairly quiet person in social settings and have received this question a few times. It makes you and the people around you feel awkward. Like, let people be quiet if they want to be. Not everyone is a social butterfly. What do you think of me? Whenever someone says this to me, I'm always so puzzled and awkward about the whole thing. What do you want me to say? Well, there's a divide. Many people ask the question more implying tell me something that will make me feel you're sincere. It will flatter me versus tell me what you literally think. People like to be valued but not measured. Seen but not observed. Heard but not scrutinized. Understood in the moment but not understood in totality. The former makes them feel significant. The latter reduced. To the gay couple, which one of you is the girl or boy? Actually, we're both the boy. It makes being in a lesbian relationship rather confusing. Can you tell me something about yourself? Yep. No. Where are you actually from? West Philadelphia. Born and raised. Do you think your friends ever regret meeting you? Not generally, no. Friendship is largely optional on their part. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is why I hate interviews. I don't even see myself doing anything in an hour and they think I have 5 years planned already. What the duck? Say, I see myself with your job. Total mad lad move. Hey, we need to talk. This is the worst, especially over text. Just reply, yeah, I think we do. Then you're both having an anxiety attack. Why does no one love me? Well, have you tried paying them with my kindness? On a scale of 1 to 10, how pretty do you think you are? It's bad because if you give yourself a high score, they'll assume that you're egotistical. And if you give yourself a low score, they'll either assume that you're insecure or that you're fishing for compliments. Everyone always answers this with 7. I once had a stranger tell me I saw that. And I was like, saw what? You were checking out that girl. I honestly had no clue what he was talking about because I seriously wasn't checking out anyone, but he kept insisting that I was and that I should stop denying it. The dude was like 40. What the duck was his problem? Ducking embarrassing man.